Thank you very much, Nairum, with your team. And we want to thank you also for the good work that you are doing. Human rights are universal, and we believe, given one of the most progressive constitutions that we have in this country, we wanted to see our police transformed from a police force to a police service. And our constitution is very clear in terms of professionalism, in terms of respect for human rights, and integrity of our officers. But what happened in this country after the elections, the levels of police brutality is very worrying. Some of us on this table are victims of police brutality during these protests. And our constitution under Article 37 gives every Kenyan the right to demonstrate, to picket, unarmed and peacefully to do so. But we have a situation where the police is actually criminalizing protests. It's a very worrying situation where you are told, oh, today we'll allow you to picket or demonstrate here in Nairobi. Tomorrow we'll not allow you in Kisumu, we'll not allow you, they would allow in Eldoret. I gave the example of the Finland scandal, where parents came out, they were allowed to protest. In Kericho, we had these tea picking machines. Farmers were allowed to protest. But here in Nairobi, the police brutality was serious. I'm looking at your report, and you are giving figures. I think you've talked of 94. You've also talked of 44. When IPOA was before us, they talked of 57 killed by the police. And some were killed by bludgeoning, where the police broke into estates, pulled out people from their houses, and bludgeoned them to death. I buried two of the Nyalenda brothers, Brian and William, very young boys, and it was a very, very sad story. You've referred us to Precious Kemunto, a little baby with a mother in her home, where police break in and throw tear gas in residential areas, and the poor baby suffocated to death. But the majority of the deaths, from what we witnessed, were actually from police bullets. Most of those killed were young fellows, 18 to 30. The bullet wounds, when we looked at the postmortem reports, the death certificates, were from bullets from behind, in the back. Some were shot in the head, running away from the police. Our laws require use of firearms in the prescribed way, where the police are either threatened or they are saving lives. But in the case of where police shoot innocent citizens who are unarmed, I think it's a very worrying thing, and we wanted to know from you in terms of what His Excellency Kalonzo has said. There is this concern, not just nationally but internationally, of the Kenyan police, who have this year shown very serious disregard for human rights, going outside our borders, 1,000 of them going to Haiti. Of course, it's a matter that we are hoping our parliamentarians will take up so that it is properly debated, whether we should be a country sending our young men in harm's way when there are neighboring countries there that have refused to do so for good reasons. And these are some of the things that we are looking at in terms of the reforms. IPOA had very specific, apart from your recommendations, shielding of officers who have misused their firearms to take innocent lives. These firearms, the ballistics, being handled through the forensic lab that is under the DCI, and the DCI is part of the National Police Service. They are proposing an independent institution to handle that, so that evidence is not compromised. The police do not protect their own. Because there's a Ugandan saying that a monkey cannot decide the affairs of the forest. It's very likely that the police can protect each other. So that many cases are compromised, and the police have not been held to account for the brutality they have emitted. I don't know what you think about those recommendations, apart from your 5 recommendations that you've given. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hassan, just as a note, as we oppose the deployment of our police service into Haiti, I'll ask us ourselves as politicians and members to be very careful